Hi everyone, this is Juliana Avdeeva here. Welcome to the 13th episode of Avdeeva Shostakovich project. Yes, we are in the second half of the cycle now, and today we are having a closer look to a very beautiful, extremely inspiring F sharp major prelude and fugue from 24 Preludes and Fugues opus 87 by Dmitri Shostakovich. So this prelude stands apart, I think, from all other preludes, because of course we had also some other beautiful, there are others to come, but this is an absolutely unique character. Here for me also a direct link to another prelude in F sharp major, of course, from the opus 28 by Frederick Chopin, maybe also because of this 6/8 notes motion or 6 motion, but somehow the mood, the spirit is absolutely, it's so magical. It's really magical. It's this melody here is so beautiful and unpredictable. And we have the chorale. Again, the melody. Espressivo in the melody. Look, these basically it all the melody and the, let's say, accompaniment, or the choir or the chorale, they exist in different dimensions. The dynamic is also written separate for the melody, and then we have pianissimo for the chords, for instance. By the way, I have promised, you see it needed already a half of the cycle that I come to it. I promised to tell you something about my beautiful score. Yes, it is my concert score, which I use in the concert, so I have adjusted it for that I don't have to turn in between, and because you see also this is a good example with a very some small pages, and a very great colleague of mine and good friend called it once the Advent calendar, which I find somehow very funny. Yes, because then you have, with the difference that I know what I know that what will expect me when I open this door. So yes, this is an absolutely unique spirit in this F sharp major prelude. It's yeah, I don't know, maybe it's somehow full of, it's so pure, but at the same time it's full of warmth, full of belief. I think this is how I feel about it. The melody will get very unpredictable. Sometimes Shostakovich will even give us 7/8 in a bar, because it's just somehow, you know, free fantasy here. Suddenly modulation. Sharp minor, C major, little tension. So it's somehow, yeah, it's in a way absolutely beautiful, because you cannot really expect, you cannot predict what will come next. And of course this extreme light, which somehow, that's how I feel it in this piece, is absolutely amazing. In the end, it disappears. Again with 7. No ritardando here. This is the subject of the F sharp major fugue. Absolutely outstanding fugue, also because this is the only fugue in 5 parts in the cycle opus 87. As you hear in this incredibly moving, touching mood, I think for me, I could imagine that this is something, maybe something like this feeling connected with the Easter, something like the resurrection and the choir, because this fugue is for me definitely connected with the singing. So we will have, for me, 5 different parts, 5 different voices, and this is not an instrumental piece, this is a vocal piece. So I think this subject has something exposition of the fugue. Sometimes Shostakovich, where is the right score? Where is the right score? Here. Sometimes he even uses 3 lines to put these 5 voices together. It's a little bit easier to notate, but you have to decide which voices you will play with which hand, because it's written indeed in the so that you can follow the voices, but it's not really clear how to divide it between the hands. So this work you have to do by yourself. I realize how difficult it is for me to find the right words to describe this unique character. Yeah, because it's so, in a way, indeed for me, some kind of this holy spirit, this absolutely pure feeling, maybe a kind of feeling of happiness very, very deep inside of you, and you feel so quiet because of it, and so dignified, and you walk and you share this message, maybe because this movement can be also a kind of procession, but anyway, moving and sharing this beautiful message which you carry in you. There is one more crucial element here, and this is this after the contour subject. Look, the tenuto, this repeating element, it will appear also throughout the entire fugue. Of course, we have not only major and let's say light parts, we have very dramatic moments in this fugue. Starting from the second page, I will show you the first one, with the first also appearance of the minor key and mezzo forte, crescendo, somehow it is resolved. Then we have first forte here in the fugue, with this one of the most, let's say, hardest passages in this one, because we have again 3 lines here, and the subject is moving to the A major, which is very far. Back to D major, I think that this element, because as you hear it also, of course, here with this somehow insisting on this warmth, on this positive message that it is true. So you're convinced, you are so convinced of it. Yes, but this is one of the episodes here where all 5 parts or 5 voices appear. Same is here in this transition to the recap. Let's see. Is this recap so special? I think you hear it already, because now we have, of course, stretto, and we have the subject in the diminished form. So we have in the bass the normal subject, and here you see this is still the same material, but in the diminished form. So we have stretto. Yes, we have the lower voices here in the normal speed, and the upper voice, and later on, of course, we will also have the very big size of the stretto. Look. Shadow, but in any case, this is the climax of this fugue, and before it comes back, it relaxes and comes back to the I think this is an absolutely masterpiece of also in the polyphonic sense. Pianistically, this is also very, very challenging, because we have these 5 voices which are very independent. They are to follow them, to play them really legato, because we have again the legato sempre mark here. I think, yeah, but because of this mood, it's so unique, it's so wonderful, it's so inspiring, and it's such a fantastic piece of music. I really adore it. But tell me, what are your associations with this music? Maybe you have a very different ideas. I would be very, very curious to know. So thank you for watching, and have a good week. See you next Thursday. Bye.